Okay folks, Paperboy back at you. I'm a little less than a mile away from the Certainteed gypsum plant. I've filmed from here a couple of times before, so I don't know how much footage I'm going to do here, but you can see the facility here on the left, the big tall kind of green and white striped building. It's a big place. They put out a lot of drywall. Silver Grove, Kentucky, which is kind of on the southeast side of Cincinnati. To get here from Georgetown, Kentucky, you know, I took 75 north and then 275 east around the bottom edge of Cincinnati, and then a few smaller roads to get to here. But here's our left turn coming up at this stoplight. You can see the sign Certainteed, and as we make this left turn in here, there will be a little guard shack after we cross the railroad tracks, and you have to stop there, give him your pickup number. He'll give you a little piece of paper and some loading paperwork. Keep that little piece of paper because he's going to want it when you come back out. So see if we can get checked in here.
First name?
Ron.
Pickup number?
8264614112. Thank you, sir. Okay, well, you might could have heard some of that, and I was wrong. He doesn't give you your loading paperwork. He just gives you a little piece of paper like that with your load number on it and your name, I guess, just so you can prove you've been granted access. So you got to curve around through here. Now, TMC does a lot of dedicated stuff out of here. A lot of preloads. You'll see a lot of their maroon and black tarps and a lot of their trucks. But this is the way you navigate through the lot. Do not take a left right there. Keep on going through the lot. Oh man, I hope that line over there is not the loading line. Oh geez, that's depressing. That's gonna be bad. Alright, so as you can see, lots of preloads, a lot of TMC stuff on this side. You can park here overnight. They've got a restroom up there by the shipping office, and you can just park anywhere in this lot that you can find a spot. Well, it looks like the line is way back here, so that is all bad. All right, I'll get back to you later. Well, folks, I am sad to report that, yeah, I've been here for almost 3 hours now, and as you can see, I've just now made it up to the stop sign here in front of the shipping office. I came into this place over there to the left and then looped around the lot, and I've been in line ever since. I've never seen this place so backed up. I've picked up loads here probably 5 or 6 times, and the most I've ever had to wait was probably a line of maybe 4 or 5 trucks. Usually it's pretty quick, but today I bet you there was 40 trucks waiting in this line. You see where I'm sitting here, there's a line of trucks been here, and over to my right on the other side of this little lane there's a line of trucks, and we're taking turns going in to the right here, and there's a single line of trucks still over there. You know, there's probably at least 15 or 20 trucks in that line. So, you know, it's like almost 6 o'clock here Eastern time now, and I'm thinking that by the time I get loaded and get my straps thrown, my edge protectors put on, my tarps bungeed down, you know, it might be 10 o'clock. I'm just guessing, but I don't know, man. This is horrible. Horrible. Just a killer. You know, I'm into detention pay at this point, but, you know, detention pay, you know, you can't make any money on detention pay. I think we get $15 an hour, maybe $17 an hour. I'm really not sure. It's really not a factor that often for me, but will be today. And this load, if I ever get it, delivers in Perryville, Missouri, which is kind of southeast Missouri. Anyway, that's an update for you. All right, good morning. Good Wednesday morning to everybody. Well, once again, I'm traveling across southern Indiana, this time heading west on I-64. Just thought I'd give you a little road footage. Some of you seem to enjoy that. And give you an update on my load I picked up last night in Silver Grove, Kentucky at the Certainteed Drywall plant. It was not a good load, good pickup, I'll tell you that. It's one of the worst loads I've had in quite some time. I'm glad those don't happen very often. But you know, I've picked up at that location several times, probably 5 or 6 times during my time with Maverick, and it's usually okay. You know, I think probably the worst time prior to last night was when I had to wait. You know, maybe I was the 5th truck in line. You know, not a bad deal. They usually load pretty quick, and you go out and throw straps over the load, put your plastic edge protectors on, bunch of your tarps down. Not a big deal. But last night when I got there, oh man, I bet you there was probably 35 or so trucks ahead of me. And it took, I think I got there around 3 to 3:30 p.m. and I probably did not get loaded and out of the warehouse till around 11 p.m. And you know, I'll get some detention pay after waiting the first 2 hours, which I've submitted. But you know, I ran out of time. You know, and I would have been asleep. You know, I normally go to sleep around, you know, probably about 8 o'clock. Usually, not always, but usually. And I probably would have gotten up and hit the road around 3 a.m., maybe 3:30. But, you know, I was just beat. And I couldn't sleep even though I was stuck just sitting in the truck all of that time. You know, we had to move up in line about every 15 to 30 minutes. So, you know, it's not like you could just sit there and rest. Oh, so very frustrating, very frustrating. So, you know, I just got out to the parking lot last night, found me a spot to park, which was not easy because there were so many trucks. Well, I can't get over. There's a car coming by, I can't get over. Sorry about that, folks. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, found me a spot to park, and you know, they drape the tarps over for you and semi-bungee them down. So I just left it that way and went to sleep as soon as I could, and got up this morning, you know, around 5-ish, got out and threw my straps, did my securing, bungeed down my tarps, and you know, I've been driving now for about 2.5 hours or so. In fact, I'm going to stop up here in about 5 miles and get fuel. But yeah, very tiring and frustrating load. It's been a long time since I've had to wait that long to get loaded. And what seemed to be the problem is that, you know, normally inside their warehouse they've got about 9 loading bays where trucks can position for loading. You know, they have a lot of loaders. Usually moves pretty fast. But last night they were down to about half of their loading space because they had huge stacks of drywall positioned in about half of the loading areas. So their loading capacity was just cut in half, basically. So well, now I found myself in the middle of an oversized load. Oh, great. Well, I'm just going to get behind them because I'm trying to get off and get fuel here in a few miles. And there's people behind me wanting to get by. So anyway, yeah, very tiring load, very tiring load. And it delivers. I have until 3 p.m. Central Time to deliver this today in Perryville, Missouri. My ETA at this point is probably going to be more like 1:45 or 2 p.m. So that's what's going on. That's where we are. But you know, that's how it goes sometimes. I guess with the holiday last week, they just started the week out with an abundance of shipments going out of there. But man, they were seriously overbooked yesterday with load. It's just bad. I mean, you know, that cost somebody a lot of money. I assume that the shipper pays the detention costs on that, but you know, you think about just me, for example. You know, I probably had 5 or 6 hours of detention So, that's probably going to be 80 or 90, $100 worth of detention just for me. And if there was, there was probably 40 other trucks or more throughout the afternoon that fell into detention and going to incur some extra cost, and if the shipper pays that, that's got to be what a huge impact on their shipping costs. I'm gonna talk to my fleet manager sometime about that and see what he knows about the detention charges. Who bears the brunt of that? All right, more down the road, folks. Okay, everybody, Paperboy Trucker back at you. Well, I'm in southern Illinois. I have been experiencing some good old rural farmland down here today to get to this place. And I thought I would show you a little more footage because we're about to cross the Mississippi River on a bridge that I don't know if I've ever crossed before. This area reminds me a lot of I grew up in southeast Arkansas in a little town, a river town on the edge of the Mississippi River. We had a bridge right there and levees like this area does. So reminds me a lot of that, but I do not think I have ever crossed the river here. So I think what we're going to do is cross over here, and in a few miles we'll hit 55 heading north. Yeah, it's been an interesting drive. It's rained a lot, as you can kind of see on the roads here still. Rained quite a bit on me coming across Indiana, especially. So this is East Cape Girardeau. So I guess on the Illinois side, it's East Cape Girardeau, and once we cross the river, it'll be Cape Girardeau. I stopped about half an hour ago at a rest area, and I called my customer because my instructions say to call ahead. So I called, and I told him I'd be there around 2 p.m. and he said, hey, no problem, the guys will be there. The guy I talked to was traveling, but he said there'd be guys there to get me unloaded. And I said, is this a business or a job site? He said, it's a business. So that's good. Sometimes with job sites, you never know where you're going. Wow, nice bridge. This bridge doesn't look very old. State line right here in the middle of the river. Okay, and then here's a sign saying, welcome to the city of Cape Girardeau. Through here before. Interesting. Alright guys, more later. Okay guys, I've arrived here at my customer here in Perryville, Missouri. Looks like it's just a kind of a Home Depot kind of a place, lumber yard. And here's the load. I don't even think I've showed you this yet. You know, got a bunch of straps, plastic edge protectors, and I actually ran out of plastic edge protectors, had to use some of my padded metal ones. This is it. So they told me I could go ahead and untarp out here or pull in there. Back there where that tan metal building is where I'm going to get unloaded. So because I'm kind of at a place where the traffic pulls in. The main store is over there, so I think I'm going to go ahead and pull in here, kind of get out of the way of the traffic and start working on this load. More later. All right, everybody, getting unloaded. There he goes right there, unloading. He's gotten a few pieces off, but what I did is I was parked over there, you know, came in from that way and took my straps off over there, some of my bungees, and then pulled in here and took off my strap, the rest of the bungees, and pulled the tarps off over here. Of course, it had plastic on there too, so we pulled that off. Oh, we got a second forklift driver. All right, so there they go. They were just telling me that if I'd have gotten here this morning, you know, it was raining. It rained on me most of the way through Indiana today, and they don't have any way to unload, you know, inside a building, so they just have to wait until, you know, it stops raining. So he was telling me that he had a driver here once that had to wait like a day and a half for the rainstorm to move out before he could get unloaded. I was like, oh man, that would be horrible. I mean, who pays attention on a load like that? I don't know. So anyway, that's what we got left. Most of the load. I still got to put my plastic edge protectors up. There's my two big tarps. So oh yeah, somebody asked me the other day, sent me a message, because I've mentioned using an over center binder. You know, I use them a lot, especially on bar loads out of Fort Smith, and they were asking me what is an over center binder. So let me show you the equipment here. These are the over center binders. All right, that's the over center binder. These are called ratchet binders, you know, because you have to turn them to tighten them, and they ratchet like a ratchet. So that's the difference, and I'll try to show them in use on a load when I get a chance. But all right, well, as soon as they get unloaded here, I'll send in my empty call and see where we're going next. You know, it's already about 3:30 in the afternoon Central Time, so from here I would guess probably head up towards St. Louis, or maybe south to Blytheville. We'll see. All right, more later. So I wanted to get a shot of my friendly unloader here, Austin Ford, who says someday he might want to get his CDL and drive a truck, but he's more interested in a local gig because he's got 6 children. Whew, man, you don't even look old enough to have 6 children, Austin. Yeah, you better stay home for a while. If you hit the road right now, your wife wouldn't be very happy. All right, so and how'd you say you pronounce the name of this place?
Buckeyes.
Buckeyes.
Yep.
Buckeyes. Let me see how that's spelled. B-U-C-H B-U-C-H-H-E-I-T. Buckite. All right. Well, more later, guys. Well, guys, I'm unloaded. They told me to go out this way. And they've sent me my next order, which one of my guesses was correct. Going to Kinder Morgan in Blytheville. That's the place, if you've watched some of my videos, that's where you go to get your truck really dirty. So, it's about 2.5 hours from here. And the funny thing is, the place I'm delivering it to is only 200 miles from there. It's like back up to Redbud, Illinois, which I've delivered to that place before, but it's probably been over a year and a half. It's boy, they're putting me out in the rural river land this week. I'll be shooting right back up the Mississippi River to get to Redbud, Illinois from Blytheville. I just hope I can, I may even stop on the way to my shipper, because 6:30, my load appointment is like 6:30. I really don't have any extra time. I was thinking, man, I sure would like to be able to get somewhere and get a shower, but oh man, doesn't look like that's gonna happen. All right, got me a fresh cup of coffee. Let's get out of this place. I bet it's gonna be fun to turn back onto this highway. But this will be a pretty easy drive down to Blytheville. I mean, I'm only about half a mile from I-55. It'll be a straight shot down to Blytheville. So, all right, more when I get to Blytheville.